Hello everybody and welcome to yet another day, yet another Christmas beer here on BeerSweden's Advent Beer Calendar 2012, and today we've got something of a classic Christmas beer, a bit like Anchor. This one comes around every year. It's from our friends over at Anchor Brewing in the United States of America, of course, and it's their Our Special Ale, which is, I believe, is now their 38th year that they've been producing this beer. What's actually pretty fun about it, should we open it up actually and pour it into the glass so that you can see it? What is actually so interesting about this beer, I'm actually obviously a guy, so I can't multitask. Talking and pouring beer at the same time is pretty difficult. But what's so interesting about this beer is that every single year they change the recipe slightly. It's a secret recipe, so we're not exactly sure what's going into the beer. And they also actually change the design on the bottle as well, because you've always got a different type of Christmas tree on the front of the bottle. Pretty cool, that one. Now let's actually look at the beer itself. Again, we've got one of these classic mahogany, sort of chestnut brown coloured beers with a billowing coffee coloured head to it. Give it a sniff. Now this one's quite vinous actually, there's some winey sorts of notes to it. I'm trying to give it a whirl, but it's almost impossible. Look at that, that head's almost set on top of the beer. Fantastic stuff. But when you smell it, you've got some very nice coffee tones to it. That's kind of the first thing that I'm getting from it. Lots of coffee action here. And you've got, as I say, a little bit of red wine in the background and some pine. I can definitely tell that the Christmas tree is not only on the front of the bottle, but it's actually got into the bottle as well. Let's try some. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. You've definitely got some chocolate. It's quite dry finish as well, and quite resiny finish too, with a nice little bit of sort of Christmas spice just sort of sprinkled all over the top. I really like this one every year. It's a great one, by the way, to age. Of course, you've got the vintage written there on the front of the bottle. So I would recommend that you actually buy a few bottles of this, crack open a few this Christmas, and perhaps age a couple of them for years to come. In terms of rating, on obviously our very scientific hose system, I'm going to go 3 hose on this one. Again, it's one of those ones that sort of is an almost 4, but on this occasion it slightly collapses in the middle for me. Interesting finish. So I think for that I'm going to give it 3 hose. But anyway, listen, if you come back soon, there'll be another video review of another Christmas beer right here on BeerSweden's Advent Beer Calendar 2012. Cheers and beers.